Afternoon, John here. Just exercising the Kubota here. Turn it off here. Try to do this about every couple weeks. Yeah, I try to do this about every couple weeks to get the oil circulating. Turn the fuel off here. But I don't know if you all have seen the new, it's called a Zender, or it's basically this unit, a little bit more. I think it's 60 is it 64 or 6040? I forget what it is, the number. But it's basically one whole unit, and it's the only unit that I know of that is 240 volts. It's both 120 and 240. I think you have to order it. It's kind of like they're doing with the AC300. You gotta sign up for it. It must be like a prototype, but they've got a pretty decent price on it. It's I think it's $3,700 for the whole thing, so that would be cheaper than what I've got in these three, you know, because I bought these two together and then I bought that one separate, so that's like what, 58 cents a watt, I guess, or whatever. Yeah, do the math. But I think it's cheaper than well, definitely cheaper than this. I don't know how it works. The only downside is it's one whole unit. It's on wheels, and I think it weighs like 120 pounds, which would be, well, no, each of these is 90, I think, and this is 60. So this is actually more, but at least you can separate it, where this thing is all one big. It takes up about the same footprint, but it's all one, and it's not towering. It's long. But you can see here I'm. It's, what time is it? It's 3:30, and I'm still 99%. I'm not using my dehumidifier right now. It's been cool, and I'm just got some lights, both refrigerators, and both chest freezers that I'm running. And then this morning I was actually running a little space heater. It was 40 degrees this morning, so I was running the space heater, and it's, I think, 1500 watts, and I was running that because I got charged up, I think, before 10 o'clock. Being that I'm just running the refrigerators and some lights and freezers, I'm not getting down as low at night before I turn it off. I turn it off before I go to bed, and then I turn it on in the morning, and I'm only getting down to like 65%, sometimes even 70%. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how I want to do the working mode. Right now I'm in standard UPS. Whoops. And I'm going to change it to customized UPS, and then set it. I got to figure out how it works, but the way I understand it is you set it up to run primarily from the solar, and then if it gets to a certain point, you have it plugged into your grid, and it charges before it gets to where it shuts off. So that's what I'm gonna work on, figuring out how to do that before winter. But that one I was telling you about that you can get it, it would run a well and run all your, it's always something coming out new. You kind of, sometimes you prolong your decision because there's always something new. You want to wait till something new comes out, and I guess that's okay. Other than the fact that I didn't know anything about solar when I got this, and I've learned a lot since I've gotten my feet wet. But at some point, it'd be nice to be able to run the well. That's the only thing that I can't do with this unless I get two, and then that would cause a problem with my transfer switch. But yeah, I'll be kind of curious to see what the reviews are on that. I can't pronounce it. It starts with a Z, but it's the only unit that I'm aware of that has the 240 and the 120 both all in one unit. And the only downside I say is that you need I guess I could lift it with Brutus with the forks, but 120 some pounds is what it weighs. But the one thing that I have learned that I'm not even sure that originally I was going to make my solar panels in a permanent spot, but I don't know where I would put them. Like right now, with as much shade as I've got, you can see now mine are already in the shade. Yesterday I pushed them down the hill here, down into that sun, but it didn't last long. It wasn't really worth it. But when the sun comes up in June, it's up here, and this morning it came up and it's clear over here, and it's just going to keep doing that. So I would say having the portable panels has definitely been was a smart move. It allows you to, if you're like me and you've got a lot of shade and you're with a lot of trees throughout the year, the sun is going to definitely be in different. And I honestly couldn't pick a spot where it would be as much shade as I'd have to start cutting down some trees, which I may have to do. But if I do the permanent, but for now I'm gonna stick with the cheap portable option that I've done, because I can, those 2x4s, it didn't cost that much, and the casters were the most expensive thing. So to spend all the money on doing a permanent one, if I had a place that I could 100% say is going to be in the sun, then I would do it. But I don't have that option on my lot. So the portable for me is the way to go. But as far as the unit, if anybody is watching this and hasn't made a decision yet, you might want to check that thing out, because it's pretty good price for what you get, and I don't know when they're going to start delivering on it, but they're taking orders. They got limited, and that price I'm sure will go up once they get the final product. But you can see I haven't made a whole lot of progress on my deck. I used it didn't turn out too bad. The cedar doesn't, it kind of blended in, and I ended up using Thompson's, and when it rains it really beads up, but I just got to work on finishing getting the railing. But I've got all the patching done, everything pretty well done. So what a beautiful day today. I should have gone kayaking, but I was putzing around here fiddling with things. I'm gonna definitely go tomorrow and Saturday. Looks like the weekend's gonna be warmer. It was a little chilly this morning. Alrighty, you have a good one. God bless.